Have you ever wondered why your legs still feel tired even after a full night's sleep? Why your knees stay stiff even though you eat well? Why every morning walk still feels like something's missing? After more than 30 years as a doctor, I've come to realize this. It's not just time that weakens our bodies. Sometimes it's the quiet, overlooked nutrients, the ones your body is silently missing each night, that make all the difference. They're not flashy, they're not trendy, but when taken at the right time, they can help your muscles, joints, and nerves recover even while you sleep. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 essential nutrients that support your legs overnight and how to take them safely, effectively, and wisely after 60. Are you ready to start with just one small supplement to help bring strength and stability back to your steps? Then stay with me, because what I'm about to share might just be the missing piece you've been searching for. Number 1, vitamin E, the quiet shield for your muscles and blood vessels. Have you ever felt like your legs just don't feel like they belong to you anymore? You go for a short walk and your calves start to tighten. You climb just a few stairs and your knees begin to protest. And sometimes, even when you're resting, your muscles still ache quietly in the background. I've heard this story from so many of my patients, and for years I used to think just like they did. Well, maybe that's just aging, but you know what? That's not always true. Leans in voice a little softer. There's a quiet little gatekeeper in your body working hard every day to protect your muscles, but it often gets overlooked. Its name, vitamin E. It's not loud. It's not flashy. You don't see it headlining health shows or plastered across magazines. But in silence, vitamin E fights the hidden enemies inside your body. Free radicals, tiny chronic inflammation in your blood vessels, microscopic damage that adds up, leaving your legs feeling tired, achy, and weak, and you don't even know why. I remember a patient, Mr. Raymond, 72 years old. A healthy man, didn't smoke, took his evening walks. But last month he came to me and said, "Doc, I don't feel tired, but my legs hurt, like they're wearing down little by little." We ran a micronutrient panel, and sure enough, his vitamin E levels were almost non-existent. So we started slow, just 200 IU of natural vitamin E every night before bed. Nothing else. 4 weeks later, he came back and said something I'll never forget. For the first time in nearly a year, I woke up and my legs didn't ache. Have you ever felt that way too? You're eating well, you're staying active, but still something inside just feels like it's fading. Sometimes it's one small thing, but it makes a big difference. You see, vitamin E isn't a painkiller. It won't give you instant relief like a pill, but it's a quiet guardian, preserving the integrity of every muscle cell and every tiny blood vessel feeding your legs. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant. It calms down microinflammation in your muscle tissue, the kind you don't see, but you feel through tightness, soreness, and slow recovery. A study from the California Institute of Aging found that older adults who took vitamin E every night for 4 weeks saw a 38% reduction in nighttime leg fatigue and a 21% improvement in leg endurance during walking tests. Now, I'm not saying vitamin E is a miracle, but it is a missing piece in the larger picture of recovery your body tries to complete every night. And here's the beautiful part. Vitamin E doesn't just help your muscles, it also supports healthy circulation. It opens the path for oxygen and nutrients to flow freely to your calves, thighs, and knees, the pillars that hold you steady. How should you take it? I usually recommend 200 IU of natural vitamin ED, alpha tocopherol, not synthetic, about 30 minutes before bedtime. When your body naturally shifts into healing mode, just that gentle, consistent care. No noise, no rush, because taking care of your legs after 60 doesn't require something complicated. Just a willingness to listen to the little signals, a bit of lingering soreness, a slow step, a quiet discomfort, and respond before it grows into something bigger. If your legs haven't felt as steady as they used to, give them a new companion. Vitamin E. Not loud, not immediate, but steady. Kind just like you. And if something I've shared today spoke to you, leave me a comment below. I read them all. Because I believe health isn't a race. It's a journey, and one we should never walk alone. Take care of your legs so they can keep carrying you forward. Number 2, vitamin D3. The messenger that helps rebuild your muscles while you sleep. Let me ask you to picture this for a moment. You wake up to a clear morning. A soft breeze comes through the window. You stand up from bed without needing to grab the edge for support. You place your feet on the floor, and there's no tightness in your calves, no creaking in your knees. Just a simple, ordinary morning, but your legs feel light, almost youthful. You're steady, you breathe deeply, and you smile, not because anything dramatic happened, but because you feel free in your own body. Have you ever dreamed of a morning like that? In my 30 plus years as a doctor, I've heard one question over and over again, especially from folks over 60. Doctor, how come the more I sleep, the more tired my legs feel in the morning? Here's a truth most people don't talk about. Your body doesn't recover just because you rest. It can only repair itself if you give it the right building blocks to do so. And tonight, I want to introduce you to a quiet but crucial ally for your legs. Vitamin D3. Most people think of D3 as the sunshine vitamin for bone health and calcium absorption. And yes, that's true. But after 60, D3 becomes so much more than just a helper. It becomes a quiet commander, orchestrating how your muscles recover overnight. Let me tell you about Carol, a 68-year-old patient of mine. She used to take daily walks in the park, but lately she told me, Doc, I just walk one loop, and by the next morning it feels like I ran a marathon. We ran her labs, and sure enough, she was severely low in vitamin D3, a deficiency that over 70% of older adults experience without even knowing it. Now let me explain what that means. Imagine your muscles are like bricks in a wall. Every time you move, walk, sit, stand, you create tiny cracks in that wall. At night while you sleep, your body sends out repair crews to patch those cracks. But without D3, that repair process slows to a crawl. The cracks don't heal. You wake up and your legs ache, or feel numb, or weak. Sound familiar? That's because vitamin D3 is the key that unlocks overnight muscle repair, especially in your thighs, calves, and glutes, the muscle groups that help you balance, stand up, and avoid falling. A 220 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that older adults who took D3 before bed not only gained 19% more leg strength, but also reduced their fall risk by 34% after just 3 months. And they didn't change anything else. No new exercise, no new medication, just the right nutrient at the right time. So why take D3 at night? Because your body is like a factory. Daytime is for work. Nighttime is for repair. D3 works hand in hand with your natural growth hormone during deep sleep, boosting muscle regeneration and calming down the low-grade inflammation that often causes those mystery aches at night. So how should you take it? I always recommend, just like I do myself, take your D3 in the evening with a small amount of healthy fat, a few almonds, a spoonful of nut butter, a slice of avocado, because D3 is fat soluble, and that little bit of fat helps your body absorb every drop. I'm 60 myself, and at this stage in life, we don't ask for anything fancy. We just want to wake up, stand up without wobbling, take that first step with confidence. If that sounds like something you want, it might not take a new gym routine. It might just take one small D3 capsule before bed. Give your legs what they truly need. Let them heal. And if something I've said today speaks to you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. I read everyone because I believe healing is not a solo journey. We walk it together. Taking care of your legs is taking care of your life. Let's keep walking stronger with every sunrise. Number 3, vitamin B12, the neural current that connects your brain to your legs. Imagine this. You're walking down a familiar sidewalk, the same path you've walked 1,000 times before, but today, something feels different. Your feet feel clumsy, your steps feel unsure, and somewhere deep down you quietly wonder, is this the first sign of something worse? I've sat across from many patients over the age of 60, and I've heard that same worry in their voices. They describe tingling in the soles of their feet, nighttime leg cramps, or a subtle sense that their legs just don't respond like they used to. And most of them say the same thing. It's probably just age, right, doctor? But here's the truth. It's not age. It's something far more fixable. It's a deficiency in one quiet but powerful nutrient, what I like to call the neural current of your body, vitamin B12. You see, every single step you take requires millions of nerve signals to travel in perfect rhythm from your brain down your spinal cord, into your thighs, calves, ankles, and toes. And if your body doesn't have enough B12, those signals get scrambled, they slow down, they get weak, sometimes even cut off entirely. The result, you feel off balance, your reflexes dull, your muscles twitch or cramp, you're more likely to trip, stumble, or fall. I'll never forget my patient. William, 74 years old. He loved working in his garden. But lately he said, Doctor, it feels like my legs don't listen to me anymore. Sometimes I lose sensation in my toes. I used to walk fast. Now I'm afraid to pick up the pace. We tested his blood and sure enough, his B12 levels were dangerously low. Not because he was eating poorly, but because after age 60, our stomachs naturally produce less acid, which makes it harder to absorb B12 well from food. What most people don't realize is this: B12 isn't just a vitamin. It's the raw material your body uses to build and repair the protective coating around your nerves called myelin. Without myelin, your nerves become fragile, they misfire, and your brain loses its clear line of communication with your legs. I recommended that William take 1,000 mcg of methylcobalamin B12 under the tongue each night before bed. After 3 weeks, he called me, and I'll never forget what he said. Doctor, I went out to water my garden this morning, and for the first time in months, I could walk without numbness or fear. My legs felt like they were mine again. That, my friend, is why I love what I do. Have you ever felt something similar? A lingering tingle in your feet, a cramp that wakes you in the night, a strange unsteadiness when stepping out of bed. If so, please don't ignore it. Sometimes it's not age, it's not weakness, it's simply a missing connection. And B12 is the wire that reconnects your brain to your feet. From a medical standpoint, studies show over 40% of adults over 60 are deficient in B12, and most don't even know it. Prolonged B12 deficiency can mimic Parkinson's symptoms, slowed movement, instability, and tremors. One study of 2,500 older adults found that those low in B12 were 3 times more likely to experience a fall. And here's the most important part: timing matters. Your body repairs nerves at night while you sleep. That's why I recommend taking B12 before bedtime. So it's available exactly when your body begins its quiet overnight repair work. So if your legs are starting to feel a little untrustworthy, if your steps no longer feel solid, try beginning with something small. A single B12 tablet under the tongue each night before sleep. We can't turn back time, but we can choose a better way forward, stronger, steadier, more confident. And if something I've shared today resonates with you, I'd be honored if you'd leave a comment below. I read every one because to me, this journey isn't one we walk alone, it's one we share with kindness and hope. Take care of your nerves so your legs always know the way home. Number 4, vitamin C, the collagen builder and muscle tissue defender. I once asked a patient of mine if your body needed a repairman every day to patch up the weak spots in your joints and tendons. Would you hire one? He chuckled and said, "Well, of course, doc, but I don't think my body has anyone on payroll these days." I smiled and replied, "Oh, but you do. His name is Vitamin C, and he's the best builder you've ever had. You just haven't called him to work." In a while, you see, after 60, the things that once held strong our ligaments, tendons, and cartilage start to wear down quietly. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because the body's natural glue collagen starts fading. Science shows that by the time you're in your 60s, your body's ability to produce collagen drops by 30 to 50%. And the results? Your knees may feel wobbly, your ankles weaken, and your shoulders might click every time you reach up to grab a coat. Now, most folks think vitamin C is just for colds, but in reality, it's the raw material your body needs to rebuild collagen and elastin, the very things that keep your joints springy and your tendons strong. I like to think of it as the quiet carpenter of the body. You won't see him on the evening news, but if he's missing, everything inside begins to crack, shift, and give way. Let me tell you about Angela. 68 years old and still loved to dance. She came to me with sore knees after her usual light practice. "Doctor," she said, "I don't want to stop dancing, but my knees, they're protesting." When we tested her, what stood out the most was her low vitamin C. She rarely ate fruits or veggies and thought C was only useful when catching a cold. I had her start with 500 and 1,000 million of vitamin C each night before bed. After just 4 weeks, she walked into my office, beaming. "I danced for 30 minutes yesterday, doc, and today my knees feel just fine." Have you ever felt like that? You're doing what you've always done, but your calves ache more than they used to. Your knees feel older than the calendar says. Almost like your body is a house in need of a little repair from the inside out. That's what vitamin C does. It helps bring collagen back to life while also calming down the low-grade inflammation around your joints that you don't see, but feel as tiredness and soreness by the end of the day. And there's more vitamin C boosts iron absorption, which improves blood flow to the legs, and if circulation drops even slightly, you'll feel it as tingling cold feet or sudden fatigue. So when's the best time to invite this quiet carpenter back on the job? At night before bed. That's when your body enters repair mode. It mends your joints, it reweaves your tendons, and yes, it rebuilds collagen. If you've given it the tools, a small tablet of vitamin C, a warm glass of water, that's all it takes. In my experience, the patients who take C at bedtime report less morning knee stiffness, fewer cramps or ankle inflammation after walks, and a deeper sense of resilience in their legs. And the beauty of it is, vitamin C is safe, easy to find, and easy to use. So if your legs don't feel quite like they used to, if your steps feel cautious instead of confident, maybe all you're missing is a quiet little helper called vitamin C. Start tonight. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated. Just one simple step at the right time so your body can start healing itself again. And if what I've shared today made you think of someone, a friend, a loved one who's struggling with knee pain, please share this video with them, because I truly believe we don't age because of time. We age when the most important parts of us stop getting the care they need. Thank you for listening. And don't forget, invite your body's best builder to work each night. Number 5, vitamin K2 MK7, the calcium traffic director. Your bones have been waiting for. I want you to imagine this. Inside your body are millions of tiny calcium particles, like white bricks, just waiting to be placed in the right spot. If they're guided properly, they'll help build strong, sturdy bones, the very foundation of your balance in every step you take. But if they get lost along the way, they start piling up where they don't belong in your blood vessels, your knees, even the muscles in your legs. That's when pain, stiffness, and leg fatigue start to show up. After 30 years of working with older patients, I've seen this pattern far too often. They take their calcium, they take their vitamin D, and yet they still don't feel stronger. Some even feel more stiffness, especially in the knees, despite blood tests showing enough calcium. So what's the issue? It's not how much calcium you take, it's where it goes. Now let me ask you, have you ever heard of vitamin K2 specifically in the MK7 form? Probably not. It doesn't get the spotlight like vitamin D3 or B12. No big commercials, no flashy promises. But to me, vitamin K2 is the quiet traffic director your bones have been waiting for. It acts like a site manager on a construction job, making sure calcium is sent to the bones, not left floating in joints, arteries, or soft tissues. Because when K2 is missing, calcium gets lost in the results. Stiff joints, sore knees even after light walking, cramping calves at night, and in more severe cases, calcification of tendons, especially in the heel. One of the key reasons older adults lose their balance. I'll never forget Mr. Benjamin, 71 years old. He was diligent, took his vitamin D3 and calcium every single day, but for 2 years he struggled with morning stiffness and achy ankles after walks. We checked his blood levels. Vitamin D, high calcium, normal vitamin K2, almost non-existent. I started him on a 100 mcg of K2 MK7 daily, taken at night alongside his D3. 6 weeks later, he returned with a grin. "Doctor, this morning I stepped out of bed, and for the first time in years, my feet didn't feel like bricks." Have you ever felt that way? You've been trying. You take your supplements, stay active, stay positive, but your knees still resist. Your calves still feel tight going upstairs. Maybe you're just missing the final puzzle piece, vitamin K2. Here's the tricky part. K2 is almost non-existent in most modern diets. You'd have to eat natto, a fermented Japanese soybean dish, or aged cheeses daily. And let's be honest, most of us don't. That's why I recommend a simple K2 supplement for anyone over 60. And the MK7 form is key because it's absorbed better, it stays in the bloodstream longer, and it works overnight right when your body enters recovery mode. Did you know? Recent research shows that K2 may activate muscle-regenerating genes, especially in the thighs and calves. It's the perfect partner for D3. D3 gets calcium into your blood. K2 delivers it home to your bones. Without K2, D3's benefits can actually become problematic. Now look, I'm not telling you this just to add another vitamin to your shelf. I'm telling you this because I believe you deserve to get out of bed without wincing. You deserve steps that feel light, not labored. And that doesn't come from magic. It comes from small, wise choices repeated each day. So tonight, Try pairing your D3 with K2 before bed. You don't need to change everything about your life. Just take one simple step in the right direction and let your body do the rest. If anything I shared today resonated with you, please leave a comment below. I read every word because I believe this journey of recovery is one we walk together. Take care of your legs and don't forget your silent guide. Vitamin K2 is waiting patiently. Every night after 60, a steady step doesn't just come from exercise. It also comes from the quiet nutrients you give your body each night. Vitamin E, D3, B12C, and K2. They're not flashy, but when taken the right way at the right time, they can help you wake up tomorrow morning with less soreness and without the fear of that very first step. If what I shared today resonates with you, please share this video with someone you care about. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss the next video where I'll keep showing you gentle, lasting ways to heal from the inside out, because your legs deserve to stand strong every single day.